Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Welcome to the 2017 HIKI NŌ Awards Part 2. Last week, we recognized the bronze, silver, and gold medalists for Best Personal Profile, Middle and High School Divisions, and for Best Writing, Middle and High School Divisions. Let's join hosts Leslie Wilcox and Aaron Salah as they continue on to the next award.
Here we go. Our next category was open to both middle and high schools. Best Franchise Piece.
A franchise piece is a short how-to video, usually running a little over a minute, that illustrates the steps involved in completing a task or that describes a process. The nominees in this category were judged according to the following criteria.
Does the task or process being presented have a cultural or social significance?
Is the narration script clear, concise, and thorough? Is it compelling?
Does the narrator speak clearly with good diction and with expression?
Is the activity shot from a variety of angles in order to make it visually interesting?
And is the camera showing us exactly what we need to see in order to understand every stage of the process?
Does the viewer learn something?
Well, let's take a look at what schools were nominated in this category.
Nominated for Best Franchise Piece, Hana K-12 School on Maui for Tea Leaf Print. Kalani High School on Oahu for Thaumatrope. Kapa'a Middle School on Kauai for 10 Things to Do When You're Not on Your Smartphone. Kauai High School on Kauai for Hurricane Protection. Molokai High School on Molokai for Text a Tip. And Pacific Buddhist Academy on Oahu for Offering Incense.
And the bronze medal for Best Franchise Piece goes to... Here we go.
Kauai High School.
Let's take a look at the bronze medal winner for Best Franchise Piece, Hurricane Protection by Kauai High School.
In this year alone, Hawaii has already been able to luckily avoid 9 different hurricanes. However, regardless of this luck, it is always important to understand the 5 P's towards hurricane protection to ensure your safety in the event of an actual storm.
And now the silver medal for Best Franchise Piece goes to...
Okay. Pacific Buddhist Academy on Oahu.
Now here's a look at the silver medal winner for Best Franchise Piece, Offering Incense by Pacific Buddhist Academy on Oahu.
Care should be taken when lighting the charcoal. Make certain to have an adult present. Then, place the charcoal in the bowl. Take a pinch of incense and sprinkle it on the charcoal.
And now for the top award in this category, the gold medal for Best Franchise Piece and the $1,000 of production equipment
Goes to
whom?
Kauai again, Kapa'a Middle School.
Let's take a look at the gold medal winner for Best Franchise Piece, 10 Things to Do When You're Not on Your Smartphone.
Keeping streaks with your friend and sending pics with dog ears are fun, but when you're doing that, you're missing out on many things, like nature, fun experiences, and activities. This is a problem that needs to change. So here are 10 fun and even useful things to do without your phone. 1. Interact with someone. How about that kid in your class you've never talked to before? Strike up a conversation.
How was your day? How are you doing?
2. Help your community. Whether it's picking up trash or collecting clothes for your local shelter, every little bit counts.
Let's move on now to the next category, Best Factoid. This category was open to both middle schools and high schools.
Factoids are short vignettes that appear between the stories in a HIKI NŌ episode and give audiences a glimpse into different aspects of school life. They're the glue that holds the shows together.
The judges scored the nominees in this category based on the following criteria: the quality of the on-camera and voiceover presence of the hosts, their diction, articulation, expressiveness, and confidence.
We have to speak very carefully as we say this.
Exactly.
The production quality of the host shots and accompanying visuals, or B-roll. Did the visuals establish a sense of place or of being there? Did they capture the essence of what was discussed in the narration?
The creativity and writing quality of the Factoid scripts. Did the Factoid give you a sense of what it's like to be part of the school and/or community?
And let's see which schools were nominated in this category.
Nominated for Best Factoid, Hana K-12 School on Maui for School History. Hawaii Preparatory Academy on Hawaii Island for Solar Trees. Konawaina High School on Hawaii Island for Wildcats. Mililani High School on Oahu for Red Dirt. And President William McKinley High School on Oahu for School Spirit.
The bronze medal for Best Factoid goes to...
Let's see. Mililani High School on Oahu, Central Oahu.
Let's watch the bronze medal winning factoid, Red Dirt, by Mililani High School on Oahu.
High levels of iron oxide in the dirt turns it red from the rust. This rich soil once nourished pineapple and sugarcane crops, but now the dirt is notorious for the red stains it leaves on clothes, cars, and buildings. This is why at Mililani, red is the color of choice for roofs and lockers, to honor the red dirt and to camouflage it.
And now the silver medal for Best Factoid.
Goes to, let's see, silver medal. President William McKinley High School.
Let's take a look at the silver medal winning factoid, School Spirit, by McKinley High School on Oahu.
One of the greatest traditions of McKinley is the school spirit and pride. From the basement beginnings of the old Fort Street Church to Princess Ruth's Palace to the Baratania and Victoria Street location, McKinley High School continues to show her pride and spirit despite its several past locations. In 1923, McKinley High School found her permanent home at the current King Street location. Rallying students helped fund the construction of several buildings and created a synergy around campus that cannot be explained in words. It is because of this tradition of school spirit and pride that many alumni recognize the prestige that comes with being a graduate of McKinley.
Okay.
And now the top award in this category, the gold medal for Best Factoid and the $1,000 of production equipment go to...
Here we go. Sometimes the envelope doesn't quite get along with me. Hawaii Preparatory Academy from Kona.
And now, here's the gold medal winning factoid, Solar Trees, by Hawaii Preparatory Academy on Hawaii Island.
TJ Kalano Pio, class of 1994, is a head of maintenance, but also cement mason. His latest job was setting the foundation for 2 solar trees, which stand 14 feet above Kennedy Square. These 2 solar trees have a 30-foot wingspan and collect 9 kilowatts per day, completely sustaining our student union.
And now for the next category, Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing, which was also open to both middle and high schools. And here are the nominees and the criteria that the judges used to score these nominees.
Did the lighting, shot composition, camera angles, and overall look create a mood or express an emotion appropriate to the story being told?
Was the nominee able to shoot and edit action sequences that flowed naturally and enhanced the telling of the story? Was the pacing of the editing, fast or slow, appropriate to the mood and emotion of the story?
Did they capture the magic, beauty, and character of the people and places they photographed? Did they tell a visual story?
Here are the schools nominated in this category.
Nominated for Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing, Kapa'a Middle School on Kauai for Junior Lifeguard. Maui High School on Maui for Tourette. Moanalua High School on Oahu for Equestrian. Sacred Hearts Academy on Oahu for IUCN. Waianae High School on Oahu for Parental Guidance Required.
And the bronze medal for Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing go to
Waianae High School on Oahu.
Here is a scene from the bronze medal winning story for Best Achievements in Cinematography and Editing, Parental Guidance Required, by Waianae High School on Oahu.
For Junior Anuhea Hamilton, this is the course she's chosen. And this is the finish line.
Like, I love wrestling because it's my life. I get stressed out at school and at home especially. But when I'm wrestling, that's when I find my release. I may be mentally exhausted and physically sore, but it's like my escape from reality.
And now the silver medal for Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing goes to
silver medal to Moanalua High School.
Let's take a look at a scene from the silver medal winning story for Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing, Equestrian, by Moanalua High School on Oahu.
Moanalua High School senior Angelina Johnson has always had a passion for horseback riding.
I love being around horses, just the energy and the kindness in their eyes, the way that they look at you, the way that they understand you. They are very kind souls, and I just want to work with them for the rest of my life. But I think horseback riding means so much to me now at this point because I've put so much into it. I've put hours and hours and a lot of sweat and tears into horseback riding.
And now for the top award in this category, the gold medal for Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing, and the $1,000 of production equipment go to
from the island of Maui, Maui High School.
Here is the gold medal winning story for Best Achievement in Cinematography and Editing, Tourette, by Maui High School.
I just like sports. That's what I like to do. I'm not very academically good.
For 13-year-old Bristol Dempsey, cheerleading is what makes her jump for joy.
It's fun. It's really hard. It's very hard though, especially because everyone in my cheer team has already done cheer before and I haven't.
However, cheerleading is not the hardest thing she has to deal with.
It was 5th grade Christmas time. It was Christmas night. We had had a wonderful Christmas with family. And then that night she started coming down the stairs and she lost all control of muscle function. She collapsed to the ground and she couldn't stand up.
After several doctor exams, Bristol was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome. Like 200,000 other sufferers in America, Bristol is unable to control her recurring movements and sounds such as squeaking, scrunching her face, opening her mouth, and moving her neck side to side, especially when she gets nervous. According to her mother,
she'd be squeaking up a storm and ticking up a storm.
This made Bristol an easy target for schoolmates who didn't understand that her behavior was caused by a neurological disorder. But it wasn't only her peers who didn't understand Bristol. One of her teachers mistook Bristol's Tourette symptoms for misbehaving in class. Her teacher
would yell at me thinking I was on my cell phone. I'll tell her, no, it's my tic. And she was like, well, do it above. And I was like, but I'm going to whack the person next to me in the face, you know?
This brings us to the category in which all of the skills developed in HIKI NŌ come together. Best Overall Story, Middle School Division. The judges scored these nominees based on the following criteria.
Now, this is a biggie. Did the nominee tell a compelling, informative story? Did they use an effective combination of imagery, written word, interview sound bites, and natural sounds?
Was the pacing, in terms of the editing and the speed of the reporter speaking, appropriate to the story being told? Was the reporter's presentation clear and commanding?
Did the story offer something of relevance to the general viewing public? Did it follow good journalistic practices?
Let's see which schools were nominated in this category.
Nominated for Best Overall Story, Middle School Division. Chiefus Kamakahele Middle School on Kauai for Dog Wheelchair. Kapa'a Middle School on Kauai for Firefighter. Ka Waihona o Kana'au'au on Oahu for Steel Guitar. Seabury Hall Middle School on Maui for Haleakala Mules. And Waianae Intermediate School on Oahu for A Home for Lorenzo.
The bronze medal for Best Overall Story Middle School Division goes to
Kawaihona o Kana'au'au PCS.
Let's take a look at a scene from the bronze medalist for Best Overall Story Middle School Division, Steel Guitar, by Ka Waihona o Kana'au'au on Oahu.
Its distinctive twang and slides are staples of Hawaiian music today. The steel guitar has influenced musicians globally, but got its start more than 100 years ago, with a native Hawaiian man from the little town of Laie on Oahu. His name was Joseph Keikuku.
I've heard several stories of how it got started. The one I heard was he was walking home on the train track and playing his guitar, and his comb or something fell and hit the guitar, and he liked the sound that it made.
Oh, that gave him an incentive to improve on the sounds.
So he started practicing with this thing on the strings to get the sound that he wanted to, and eventually ended up with the steel bar.
The bar creates that sliding effect that you hear that is kind of like the signature sound of Hawaii.
The signature sound started to spread. When he was 30, Keikuku decided to leave Hawaii. He took his invention and his passion for Hawaiian music with him.
And now the silver medal for Best Overall Story Middle School Division goes to
from Maui, Seabury Hall Middle School.
Here's a scene from the silver medalist for Best Overall Story Middle School Division, Haleakala Mules, by Seabury Hall Middle School on Maui.
Haleakala National Park on Maui has been using mules since the 1930s. The crater was designated as a national park in 1916, and it is protected by the Federal Wilderness Act, which states, "An area where the earth and its community of life are untrammeled by man. There shall be no temporary road, no use of motor vehicles, no landing of aircraft."
Well, we use mules here in Haleakala because Haleakala is a designated wilderness, so in general there's a restriction. There's no motorized vehicles, motorized equipment period allowed.
During the 1930s, the trail system and the wilderness cabins were constructed by the Civilian Conservation Corps.
The mules carried all of the lumber and all of the food and supplies for the crews that built the cabins and the trails.
Almost a century later, Michael McKinnon, the current animal caretaker, is preparing to lead his mules into the crater on a 28-mile round-trip journey.
What do you say, Lefty?
He and his co-workers are packing supplies to maintain the cabin and assist in conservation projects.
And now for the top award in this category, the gold medal for Best Overall Story Middle School Division, and the $1,000 of production equipment go to
Waianae Intermediate School.
And now here's the gold medalist for Best Overall Story Middle School Division, A Home for Lorenzo, by Waianae Intermediate School on Oahu.
So it's 17 through 21. Waianae Intermediate School, 7th grader, Lorenzo Tagura Bear, is a star athlete, an honor roll student, and a leader, when he is not joking around with his friends. It's a little kid. For the past 2 years, Lorenzo has been entertaining his friends at his after-school home, the Waianae Boys and Girls Club.
When I first moved to Waianae,
My mom, over the summer, she put me in the club.
Since becoming a member, Lorenzo, like the nearly 4 million students the Boys and Girls Club of America serves, found a place to do homework, hang out, and form friendships.
Lorenzo was the vice president for my leadership program for the 10 through 12-year-olds. He was the greatest peer leader for the other kids there. He would come straight from after school and stay until closing.
Because of this dedication and late hours, John Alidi would drop him off to where she thought was his home until
one day I seen him crossing the street.
We had tents, and when it was windy, stormy, we always had to strap down with tape. We always had to build fire whenever to cook food.
The Waianae community has more homeless than anywhere else in the state of Hawaii. Lorenzo is just one of the approximately 1.7 million youth who are homeless every year in the nation. It was in here where Lorenzo lived with 12 other people.
Being homeless, my mom never really called it homeless. She called it houseless. You don't have much food, but we try. I'm sorry. I used to sleep there, but I chose to stay with my mom because I figured I could help her out a little because she was having a hard time.
Lorenzo being homeless was unacceptable for Boys and Girls Club director Lana Keamo.
Your actions gotta speak louder than your words. You gotta show. I cannot just tell the kids I love them and find out that they're homeless and not invite them in.
For the next year, Ms. Keamo provided a home for Lorenzo. She believes our country needs to unite to solve the homeless issue.
If every organization in the nation would take in one homeless child, the world would be a much brighter place.
Lorenzo has since moved out of Ms. Keamo's residence, and he is no longer homeless.
And now the final category in the 2017 HIKI NŌ Awards, Best Overall Story High School Division.
Let's see which schools were nominated in this category.
Nominated for Best Overall Story High School Division, H.P. Baldwin High School on Maui for Life After Sugar. Kapa'a High School on Kauai for Iloretta Brothers. Konawaina High School on Hawaii Island for A Love Story. Maui High School on Maui for Deaf Cheerleader. And Waianae High School on Oahu for Without Home.
And the bronze medal for Best Overall Story High School Division goes to
Maui High School.
And here's a scene from the bronze medalist for Best Overall Story High School Division, Deaf Cheerleader by Maui High School.
Maui High School junior varsity cheerleader Chantel Sandoval spends her weekends spreading cheer. But what makes this extraordinary is the fact that Chantel is legally deaf. Here is Chantel speaking through an interpreter.
I was just born that way. When my mother gave birth to me, she almost died. And then, I don't know, I became deaf.
Her deafness, however, has not denied her from pursuing her dream of cheering in front of a crowd.
Cheering was something I always wondered about, and I just wanted to know if I could make the team.
However, Chantel's journey to becoming a cheerleader for her school was not an easy one, even with the help of sign language interpreters who helped facilitate communication between Chantel and her coach.
The silver medal for Best Overall Story High School Division goes to
Waianae High School.
Let's take a look at an excerpt from the silver medalist for Best Overall Story High School Division, Without Home, by Waianae High School on Oahu.
For me, it's a community. It's not just an encampment. Yeah, we all watch over the area, the kids, make sure everybody's okay. Yeah, this place is about, you can come rest your head and you know you're gonna be okay.
Each morning, 19-year-old Adam Naki has something to do.
You gotta haul your own water. You gotta make sure you buy your own generator so you get electricity for charge all your things. I say, bring me the rake. Always cleaning, 24/7.
Adam is homeless. She has moved 12 times before finally settling here at Hale'aole in Waianae. While situations like this aren't ideal, residents believe it's a good place.
Yes, this community needs to be united to function well, only because living in this community, coming together, everybody has to get along.
According to the National Alliance to End Homelessness, Hawaii has the highest number of homeless people relative to their population. It's an issue that has divided the state for a while now.
Now, for the top award in this category, the gold medal for Best Overall Story High School Division, and the $1,000 of production equipment goes to...
This is a big one. Kapa'a High School on the island of Kauai.
And now, the gold medal winner in the Best Overall Story High School Division, Iloretta Brothers by Kapa'a High School on Kauai.
My brother Jason and I are going to run a half marathon.
Are you ready? You think that's 13 miles. That's double what we did.
Ever since high school, Josh Loretta has wanted to run in a marathon. His younger brother Jason is helping him to fulfill that dream.
We decided to do these runs after being inspired by Dick and Rick Hoyt. He's been actually running with his son who has cerebral palsy in triathlons, marathons, all these different races for a number of years already. My ability, I'm not my disability, highlights someone's capabilities, someone's human abilities. Is a campaign that Josh and I sort of thought about when we decided to run marathons. If a person can't communicate, but they can show how to love, how to laugh, like that's the most important part in life. I think the number one hardship or the number one difficulty for someone with special needs is breaking that barrier that society has, that misconception that because you have special needs or because you have a diagnosis that you are limited to certain things. With my brother, people automatically think that he can't understand what people are saying or that he can't really move about. What people don't understand is that they're all there. They're consciously there. Their cognitive abilities are still there. They just can't maybe speak or walk.
I like to swim and go bowling. I love listening to music.
He likes to just go to the mall and just hanging out at Starbucks or having lunch or just hanging out, doing brotherly things.
This concludes the 2017 HIKI NŌ Awards. Congratulations to all of the nominees and medalists. You have made your peers, parents, teachers, principals, and all of Hawaii proud. For a complete list of medalists and links to the winning stories, go to pbshawaii.org/HIKI NŌ Awards. Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo, and by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ.